Hello, I am coming to you from my living room here. I've got my second monitor set up today so you don't have to look into the matrix on camera. Um, I've done a quick audio test to make sure that you don't have to crank your volume up there. And let's get right back into it. I am in the in honor of the thumbnail, gonna try to stick with editing and marking dynamics in this piece. Whatever's gonna end up on top of them, whatever the notes are gonna be, I'm just gonna try to focus on dynamics because that's a really important part of writing for me, that those dynamics are really clear in the right places and are just conveying my intent as clearly as possible. That's the goal. So making sure they're on the beat that I actually want them to happen, or like fading um, into nothing or something like that. Yeah, so here we go. I just single click, don't have to double click on that to open my project. Now, if I were to I could break this piece up into, actually, that might be interesting to break it up into a suite. Um, oh man, that actually, see, this is what happens. I just had this little mini ADHD journey into uh, ideas, and now I'm like, wait, yeah, that actually might work out more easily for a production to break it into a suite, because if then one section of the performance takes, a little longer than expected or something, you'd have that break, kind of the end of one piece and the beginning of another, to a little bit of time you can sort of adjust. But that would be a pretty substantial change to the work. Um, so I'll just let that swirl around in my brain because I know that's what's going to happen, and get back into the dynamics, because that's what I'm going to try to focus on today. Just for no particular reason, except that I know if I don't pick something to focus on, it's going to be a meandering nonsense. So, dynamics. All right. In the beginning here, I've got pretty much something I think I am happy with. I like having these in the rest area so that it sort of implies I want the dynamic to happen immediately. It's coming into the note, immediately getting louder, and then getting here trailing off until the note stops. So that's an intentional placement of that. Now in this sheet, it's got like these dynamics are linked, and then this hairpin is linked to its partner here. And if I want to move this over, I could click and drag this dot, but it recognizes that it's bumping into another dynamic here. It's kind of making a barrier where I can't drag it past that. I can't just like overlap that. So if I want to budge this over a little bit, which I kind of want to do, it just feels awkward here. I'm going to click on that dot and see what happens if so Alt is what you have to hold in order to alter anything. Um, if you just, I'm clicking the left and right arrows now and nothing happened. Oh, because I clicked Alt probably. But here we go. Click on it, left and right arrows. It just selects the things left and right. So you could scroll through every dynamic in the piece like this. Then if you want to change it, I'll scroll up so we can see all this. If you want to change it, you have to hold Alt, and then you click the arrows that moves it by default to the next kind of convenient entry. If you hold, I've learned that if you hold Alt and Control, it will move it to the next like spot, whether it's convenient or not, pretty much. It'll sort of override that convenience idea. Now, here's where it matters. I've learned left to right. You need to move the object as far left as you want it. So I want to move it over to this half beat in between the two notes. Got it. Then you've moved it as far left as you want it. Now Alt Shift, and I'm going to push right, and it's going to make it bigger. I know it looked like it made it smaller, but watch that little, watch this little, oh, that moves the page. Watch this little dotted line here. You'll see it actually moves over to that beat. I have no idea why it thinks that means it should move further to the left. And then over again moves it over. I'm not too happy with that placement either, to be honest. So I wonder if I can. So here's the logic train I'm working with. If I held Alt and then Control, and Control is what let me kind of override that whatever's convenient thing. I wonder if I click and drag, if I hold Control while I click and drag, if it'll do the same. So click, Control. That's definitely not the same thing. Okay, what if I Control first? No, Control click is already a thing. Okay, so that's not going to work. Shift click? I don't know. Nope, that just drags the page. Oh, what? I just dragged. Oh, because that was the next convenient spot. Okay. Sorry for breathing into the mic there. Great. Let me try this. Oh, I know. Okay. So Alt Shift made it bigger. What if I do Alt Control Shift, the trifecta here? Honestly, that's worse. Wait, that makes it the opposite. That makes it go to the next convenient spot instead of overriding it. That's a choice, man. You know what? I'm just going to stick with that location there. Looks fine. I'm happy with it. I wish that, so this is a connected, like fully done hairpin here. Here's one thing I want to happen. So yeah, Control doesn't change anything about that. I wonder if there's a, maybe just Alt. I'm seeing if something will let me, no, nothing lets you get like, so you have to Alt, Control, and then start doing left and right, but then it moves the whole thing. So yeah, this is, like, this part's a little disappointing to me. I want a little more control over this. I wonder if I'm doing it wrong. So let me, I mean, I don't want to put it on Dorico if it's actually on me. So let's look at these gradual dynamics, see if I can right click on something and get a little help window or something. I don't know. see how easy they make it to find some help here. Okay, nothing there. So I'm going to leave the dynamics selected. I'm going to click on the help drop down and see. Oh, don't show help, Dorico help, guided tour. I think I've already done the guided tour and it just is an overview. Oh, okay, that's gonna take me all the way online. So I guess just show help, just F1. What's up? Okay, so maybe I need to click on it and then actually hit F1. Is that, okay, so I guess it's like, um, I'm confused. What does it think? It's just highlighting. Okay, so I need to go. It's okay. It's like, what do you want help with? I see. The question mark was over there on the dynamics bar. I needed to click on that. That's not the most intuitive. I wish, like, I had this selected. Maybe I should have double clicked on it. Mega select it. Maybe I need the pointer part selected and the dynamics and that, and then now let's hit F1 and see if it. No, it still is like, I have no idea what you want to talk about. Okay. Let's see where it took us. Privacy settings. It's just, oh, yeah, those were already off. Oh. So, we want dynamics. Hides shows the dynamics panel. That makes sense. Is that the right zone? Can we get more information? Okay, there we go. Dynamics panel. Let's see what I'm doing wrong. Immediate dynamics, gradual dynamics. So modifiers such as, yeah. You can only input modifiers alongside a dynamic. Makes sense. Pairs of separate hairpins are treated differently than the combined ones. Okay, that makes sense. So what it looks like is the only way I'll be pardon me. The only way I'll be able to do a section of dynamics with a dynamic marking in the center is to draw the crescendo, put the dynamic in the middle, and then draw the decrescendo. And it seems like I'm going to have to do that in order from left to right, or it will. So I'll show you. Say I want to put the crescendo here. I'm going to take care of the gradual dynamics while I'm here. Nope, don't want it to go all the way over there, just to that note. Cool. And then the decrescendo basically is on this note, and I can adjust it from there. Nice. So I've got two separate little guys here. Now, I'm just worried if I Because I thought I did it one time before and it tried to connect them into one of these. But if it doesn't, that's fine. Nice. Then I can say, and basically how I've gotten around it to create what I've got over here is I clicked on the rest and told it the rest is pianissimo, and then I just moved it over to the note. Just so I don't, because if I do it on this note right now, that's where this hairpin is. So if I put a dynamic on this, is it going to put it to the left of the hairpin or to the right? And you know what? Why don't we just find out? It's assuming to the left. Well, that's fine, but that's not exactly where I want that. So let's see if I put one here, if it'll automatically put it to the right because it's kind of toward the end of this hairpin. Oh, you know what? That's my bad because I have this whole section selected. How can I just select that note? It seems like there's not a way. Oh, double click. Then I have to move over like that, maybe? And then, oh man. Okay, that was kind of a lot. I wish I could have just, like, I understand the click this, and it's like, okay, bro, I got you the whole value. Okay, then when I'm like, no, I just want this note. Click it again. I want it to go, oh, sorry, you meant just that note. Just that entry, just that beat, whatever you want to call it. Okay, I'll take away that assumption since you showed me like that's not what you want. I would like it to do that. That's how my brain works. I would really like it if that happened. Maybe that's somewhere deep in the options, but I'm gonna stick with the dynamics because that's what I came here to do. So it looks like it's fine for me to put the each hairpin separately and then go back and add in dynamics. It just seems like it takes a kind of some work. It's a little finicky to be honest. Maybe what I need to do is pull up the little beat guy here and do it this way. Go like pianissimo, drum crescendo, but up to piano right here. I want the decrescendo to start on this beat. Oh wow. So it put it on the wrong beat. So just quickly Alt Control, move it over. Now let up on Control and Alt. Uh-oh, it went away from my beat counter. And then I want the pianissimo to go right there. Oh, no, I was wrong. I don't want it to go right there. I want it to go right there. Sure. Okay. You know what? Going through the process like that, step by step, not that bad. I mean, sadly, I'm just gonna, well, let's see. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, I just gotta grab the whole thing. So then, boom, backspace. Okay, not delete. I think backspace and delete both, like, will get the job done on this. They don't mean anything different to this program, it seems. When I deleted that hairpin, I did have to hit undo twice for no reason. So maybe I think about that when in the options it's got let's see, editing, like how many, where's editing? I think there's where it like asks you how many undo um, times you like want it to save. How many actions back you want it to keep track of. So you can hit Control Z and it keeps working. Let's see. Autosave every 5 minutes. Backups per project 5. Nice. Anyway, um, the point is, at some point, it asks how many actions you want it to save backwards so that you can, keep hitting Control Z and it works. So maybe just remember that when, I just had to undo twice to get a hairpin back. If some of the actions are kind of compound actions like that, you want to make sure you're saving a lot of actions backwards in case you have to undo some work. You don't want two hairpins to knock out most of your Control Z, your opportunities to go back. All right, so I guess let me just to cement this, let me go through it one more time. I'm going to try to make it look like this to the left. So I think the most efficient way for me may be to just click on the note and then, I can learn the key shortcuts for these things on the side later, but for right now, let's do it. So here and then I'm just going a little bit past that, so I don't know, so maybe I shouldn't do that. So let's say after I put in the pianissimo on this beat, just one beat over crescendo. Okay, that worked. That worked. I have a feeling when I draw the dynamic here, it'll bridge it, maybe? Nope, it didn't bridge these two. That's weird. I kind of thought it would have. Oh, and now it's not even gonna. They're gonna act like they don't know each other at all. Dang. That's that's cold. Oh, there we go. Okay. I wonder what makes them catch on to each other. Because now it looks like this doesn't know anything about. Yeah, and they can all be a group. So what if I just alt move it over? But now it's. Are you a group now? Wow, see, that's confusing. I wouldn't have thought that would be an issue. And now I feel like, I guess it's not in such a weird place. Maybe this one's in a weird place. But this goes back to where I said, well, I'll come back to it. All right, so next beat, hairpin. Okay, so just do one beat over. Pianissimo, one beat over, hairpin. I'll go ahead and drag it to the beat I wanted it on, and then double click that beat. Oh, that didn't move the marker over. Thanks. Piano here. Over one beat again. Hairpin down. That didn't go where I wanted. So click on it. Alt Control click, just so. Okay, Alt. Ah. Oh, I was holding function down by accident on my keyboard. Okay, there we go. Alt Control click it over to where I wanted it. I could Alt Shift it to the left to make it smaller. But let's see if Dorico just does that automatically for me. So double click to bring up the beat chart again because I want this to be a little bit to the right. And we're back to pianissimo. That went pretty well. I didn't need to worry about this right hairpin, it seems like. So I'm gonna get rid of that. Ah, I didn't need that. Okay, let me start here. Oh, I see. It's selecting this, and then when I double click, it's going to the beginning of that entry. It's not going to What happens if I don't click on a note and I click on a beat instead? No, it's doing the same thing. That's why it's coming over like from all the way over there to the left. All right, one beat over, hairpin closed. Okay, put it in the right place this time. And then let's see what happens if I just put this where I wanted it. All right, that turns out to be exactly what I want. I can move. This isn't attached, that's just that inconsistency is like a little bit annoying that it attaches over here. Like I don't know exactly what I've done over here to make this latch on. I could try to make it attached to that note. I would think if anything that would make it latch on. But no. So now I have to Alt Control to the left. So it looks like Alt Control and then the arrow keys are like the only way you can get those little adjustments, those little micro adjustments out there. That I don't like that very much. I am gonna mess with the um audio for just a second because I feel like I'm yelling. Okay. See if that's any better. Oh, wow, I didn't realize it was so noisy. Okay. Anyway, enough time in that. So, I guess let me just try one more. Let me just really solidify this from left to right one more time so I can make sure I've got the process down. And then, actually, I'm going to have a lot of runs at this. Let's just throw a hairpin, whatever it called this, Lionel Messi or something. I don't know. And the nice part about these combined ones is that you can grab this center dot and move it around. It looks like, sadly, I can't get it onto the place I actually want it, which is where all the other ones are. So let's try Control Alt and see if it, nope, moves the whole thing. So yeah, this is where I'm confused, and I want the, let me see if there's a way, is this like the quantization? Quantization? Hmm. Yeah, and these group and link things, I those I can't figure out which one. I haven't figured out which one yet, just because I haven't looked. Controls when they're like grouped in a section, like if I had three oboes doing this, it would group the dynamics along, and then any changes I make here, we'll just make those changes all the way down the section, and that's pretty nice. So that this has to do with that. I believe it's group. I'm not sure what Link is doing besides trying to save Princess Zelda. There you go. Okay, so that's frustrating that I can't get this into the right place, into the place that I want it. And so let's dig into some options here. If I go, first of all, yeah, the preferences are under edit, like almost every other program, so that's nice. Let's go to node input and editing. So just editing. Default click drag. So marquee select tool. Okay, I want that. Double click and set up or engrave mode to switch to write mode. Cool, that seems fine. Follow selection changes on undo and redo. Oh. Multiple items to be created with the mouse. Okay, creating items with the mouse. Create item at selection or load pointer. I'm going to select load pointer with the item. I know that doesn't have to do with this right now, but we might find that that's helpful. Okay, create items at position of first selected note. Across multiple items by selecting music across multiple states, and creating the item using the appropriate popover or write mode. If this is activated. Huh. Oh, I see. I see. That does not have to do with these dynamics. Link dynamics and slurs to existing items when pasting. Yes. End gradual dynamics at the start of last note in multiple selections. Start of last note. No. Sorry, create separate trills for each? No. Oh my gosh, no. So I think load pointer with the item, we're going to see how that's going to make a big difference, I think. That's going to be a big change, and I might change it back. When converting rhythmic notes to grace notes, that does not apply here. So it didn't seem like anything here was helpful because I don't see where I can change how like small I can make those changes. Oh, and that was a pretty big step for Dorico, I guess. I do have some noise cancellation on my mic that might be taking some resources. See what happens if I turn it off. Okay, not much of a difference, so I'm going to get rid of that. In fact, there was another thing on that I don't think was helping either, because I didn't hear a difference. Okay, so now let's see what happens if so I've changed this over to load the pointer up with whatever I'm gonna do. So I deleted that. I've selected this. I should select the whole phrase I want this to apply to. Now I've clicked on it and it's loaded the pointer up instead, and I can, oh, and I clicked off of it. Right. What if I, no, 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 I don't want it. I want this instead. No, 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 stop. No, I don't want it. It, alright, turning that option off. Yep, create item at selection. Apply that, please. That, I'm gonna call that broken. I feel pretty confident in my preference. Oh man, I have a sneeze building up. Alright, I got y'all. Mark yourselves safe from that. Okay. Yeah, I definitely turned that off. What's it specify? Accidental, let's, oh, there's a lot of, say noted, but lock duration, force duration, auditioning, mouse input. Breaks, snap system and frame breaks to bar lines when creating. I don't need that. Lock source and destination systems. No, that's staff systems. Percussion layout. No. Copy and music. Properties. Yeah, it really doesn't give me any options to make those small adjustments. That's kind of annoying to me. Oh, and the pointer is still loaded up with this double hairpin. Okay, jeez. Now, can we move it? Can we put this where I'd like it to be? No. Now it's just like, I heard you talking about me. No, I'm not doing it. What if I put the center over there by moving the whole thing and then I come back in? No, nothing. No dice. What if I move it over, the whole thing over first, and then squish it back down? Oh, then it's just bye. Goodbye. What if I use Alt Shift to the left to make it smaller? Huh. It's so committed. Like, what if I pull up, what if I double click, pull up the beat thing, and I like, no, it doesn't. And if I double click on it, it just pulls up that little kind of command prompt window thing. We can type stuff in. Yeah, that's pretty frustrating to me. Because as you can see, it's the same problem for all these hairpins after. I can't put them on, I can't put the middle of it where I want it to be. So then, okay, maybe the only thing I can do is build each one of these out now. So I don't, oh my gosh. I don't understand, like, it's just showing me what I have selected over here, and it's a little distracting. I've got it, it's highlighted here. And I understand this is all the properties of that thing, but okay. So what if I just do the beat thing again? Go beat by beat. I'm not trying to load up a note. So here, and then, so I've got it selected now, so Alt Shift right for make it bigger. Okay, it's attached itself to that middle beat there. So now, oh, okay, yeah, go on the beat counter, and now I'm on the beat to the right of it, decrescendo. Okay, that's how I'm gonna have to get each of these in the right place. Um, I mean, I can, let's see if I can control click to copy it. Actually, let me select it this way. And, okay, control click just says, oh, that too. So I have to go all the way, control copy. I wonder what happens if I just do it right there. Okay, and it corrected corrected everything. So now the decision is how much faster, because I have this, which is the same thing with one note different. Is it faster to select this, control copy, go over, click control V. Did I click it in time? Okay, yeah, click it, control V, hit this, alt up arrow, and move it to the note that it should be. That was pretty fast. I would say that was faster than... That didn't go how I planned. Yeah, I think I'm going to feel like that was way faster than this. The dynamic, alt-shift right arrow to put it on the beat I'm shooting for, then just right arrow to get my cursor on the beat, right side of the dynamic. Okay, both about the same. I would say if I have to do much more than one note or so, it would be worth just deleting the dynamics and starting over instead. If it's any if it's any further away from the same pitches than that, then yeah, I've gotta yeah. So I did this. I mean, by now the oboe's already starting. They got the idea, but I want to notate. I want you louder this time. But everybody else, they haven't had any instructions on what volume to start yet, so I gave them that extra instruction, and then it's the same instructions as the oboe from here on out. I do want to, so this one, I want to make sure I reiterate that it's not as loud as the peak is not as loud as the one before it. So I need to do this, control shift it to the, oh, not control shift, alt shift. So now I've got to, let's see if I just click on, nope, double click on the arrow, nope. Click on the arrow and then click in the middle of nowhere, click off of everything. Okay. Select this. Now I can alt shift. They're also just in kind of weird places on my keyboard, I feel like. Yeah, that puts it on that note, but now I've got to get back into the grid. There we go. And I want to remind you, oboist, that we're just shooting for piano here. We're not trying to get the same mezzo forte. And then halfway in between, we want to decrescendo back down. Up, not over there. So alt. Just gonna try. No, alt control left. I'm not gonna try to do it without the control button. There we go. And I think that's already the right size. So that's done. Still a tiny bit of a headache And uh, I could also do this thing. Um, Dynamics, increase the intensity. And it opens up the hairpins. Oh, it's not letting me because I've got more than dynamics selected. There we go. Oh, okay. Oh, that's, no, 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 it's changing the letter. What? Okay. I thought it was gonna, man, I totally misunderstood. I thought I did it before and watched it make the hairpin larger. It didn't do anything. Maybe I was making that up in my head before. Okay. Anyway, so we're back down to just going up to piano for then the oboist, for the oboist, and then they get the point. Uh, Everybody else, though, here, like, now this is a place where I would say, especially to the clarinets. Now, these other, I've been saying pianissimo. There's other stuff going on to hide it, but in this specific instance, there is a dynamic niente. There we go. But I think I have to select. Oh, it does that little thing? Oh, that's cute. And that just means fade out, pretty much. You want it to fade it to nothing. Um, I don't know that that's a universally understood marking, that circle. So let me see if there's a common expression that might. Okay, sorry. I'm trying not to do that thing where I point my mouse at everything I'm reading. Yeah, it doesn't have the. I've heard. I think I've heard another term used for that, like into nothing sort of marking. Yeah, it's out there. I thought there was a slight chance I'd find something here, but no. That's okay. Um, I mean, I could do the work to make a text expression that explains that marking. I could put it in the notes at the front of the score. Um, that might be the easiest way to do that. Is put it in the notes at the front of the score. I've got this little stress marking here. I think that's usually just used for strings, but I kind of like I mean, it communicates something to the player. The intent here that I want the stress to be on those notes. But I should have maybe. This one doesn't need it, I don't think. So what happens if I double click on this? So earlier I had that one, so like this, that has a dot. So the dot shows up over here. I wish when I click on this, the dynamic marking that's attached to it would show up over here because it knows it's got, yeah, it's a common one. Oh, but it's one of these, isn't it? Intensity of attack? No? Where is this marking? Is it under winds? Oh my gosh, what am I thinking? That's why it's not showing up over here, because it is something over here. I need to pop this pane out. Boom. There it is. What am I thinking? Okay. Yeah, so I feel like that's usually a strings thing, but I kind of like it on, it makes sense. Why not do it? I need to get out of note entry so I can stay in note selection. And add the accent. I accidentally put it on, never mind. I accidentally put it on the wrong pitch there, wrong note. So, yeah, I like our little niente marking there. I don't know how widely um, used that is. Man, I just had a, sorry, pause for creative idea here. I have the bass drum hitting on the same, what if I had the bass drum like roll through all of this? And then it's like just this rumble. I don't know. I'll experiment that with that. Now, one thing, you know what? One thing I do like about Dorico is I can drop, I think, I can like, well, I think this is a comment on the whole piece. Or is it showing, I want to add a comment. Huh. Click the plus sign. Okay. I'll capitalize it. Have bass drum roll intro. Cool. Oh, and it put it in that spot and it made little tab. Let me get off the note entry stuff. Oh, it's just a little initials bubble. But you know what? That's enough. That's pretty nice, you know. I can just roll it. I had to know to click the plus sign here. That could have been a little more obvious, but hey, you know, if everything was obvious, everything would just be in front of your face all the time, and I understand that's impossible. That would be too much. My brain would be really unhappy with that. Okay, to the rest of it here. I need to copy this same dynamic thing. Just the dynamic thing, guy. Okay. Down to the bassoon here. And I'm curious to see if I control V that. Unsuccessful. Control Z? Okay. So, unfortunately, it looks as if I'm gonna have to start just do it from scratch on here. Are these together or separate? They are together. Well, that makes it impossible. So, with the beat grid out, dynamics, um, we already know we're starting from double P. So I'll enter that, Alt Shift right arrow to make it bigger. We want it to peak at the same place. Oh, no, we don't. Nope, never mind. So Alt Shift to the left to back it up one. Let me just, yeah. We want it to happen on the beat still. So now without Alt or Shift, I just click the right arrow, which is discomforting because that I have to remember that that's just gonna move my like cursor basically over, not the thing that I have selected. I'm really having to remind myself of that. So I'm gonna click P over here. Nice. And then go to the right one more and throw the decrescendo down. Oh. Now, why am I having this happen? Maybe I need to Alt Control to the right and get it. Okay, just delete that. Then go right a beat. Okay, let's just try putting it on the same beat. Okay, now that's better. So it looks like in order for these to link up, they have to be kind of locking on to the same beat. Let me try that. Let me test that hypothesis. Oh my gosh. Put it down again. So actually I'm gonna do it the easy way since this is fine for it to end up on the beat. I don't have to worry about that extra quarter note transition that's happening in the oboe part. So easy way, click on the notes, piano. Oh, it wants to flip that. Okay, there we go. That added it instead. So I have to click on the note again after I've entered the piano. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. It's fine. I'll leave it. I'm sure I'll have a chance to try it again. I'm gonna do this, run through this a couple more times, test a few things, and hopefully it helps you understand if your brain works anything like mine. I can do some of that discovery work for you, so you don't have to do it. Oh, the tuba does need to know what the heck is going on. First of all, ledger lines can like go away. I want an 8VB on this. I don't need somebody reading ledger lines for this. Do I get an 8VB somewhere? I think, yeah, there we go. So this is super nice, but it is weird. You just have to know that it's in the clefs section. So, yeah, I'm gonna throw 8VB on here. Oh, and it automatically changes the note for me. That is nice. Oh, 8BA. Oh, my apologies. Literally says 8VB there. Is there... I wonder if that will just... nope, that did not do it. So see, this is where I'm like, is there a... Nope. Is there an option to change the way that this looks? Now this might be... Oh, you know what? So I've kind of avoided digging into this menu here because I just figured it would be kind of a rabbit hole if I started getting into this. These are... Yeah, this is like for entering stuff. This isn't going to edit preferences or anything. So it looks like all of the preferences are in that one place, um, which is the edit and preferences window. I mean, which, yeah, makes sense. Um, so yeah, I basically wanted to say 8VB instead of 8BA. And that's what I'm kind of like, where do I where do I do that? So like I guess no input in editing, but I would assume it's more like a general font sort of thing. So default text font family, is that maybe does a different font decide? We're gonna see. I'm wondering if a different font group kind of decides what some of those things end up looking like. Um, could go with the old Broadway copyist. I'm actually gonna undo. I hope it. I hope it lets me undo an option change like that. No, it didn't. I can't remember what it was on. I think it was Academico. Okay. Um, the view. Yeah, it's not really giving me anything about those specific names. I'm just gonna switch that font back because I don't know. Maybe that's a maybe that's a little bit of a trauma response from working with programs that just crash if you know, when it's got a loading wheel up for that long, you assume that might bring everything down. But I guess it's just going to say 8BA, and I'll have to do a little bit more digging on my own and figure out how to change that so that I don't make you want to like just cry here. So let's look at some other, what else might be happening. Yeah, okay. This is another problem I gotta solve. We've got this dynamic happening above the bar line. I I don't see any excuse for that anywhere. I don't see anything that's happening. I'm like, it's trying to avoid these slur lines? Maybe? But then we got big old slur line up here, dynamic down here that's linked to our bass clarinet. Like, don't don't lie to me, you know? So, yeah, I don't get what's happening with that. Now, I think the engrave section gets more in detail about that kind of stuff. So let me pop that up. Boy, that is taking a minute. There we go. Okay, we were at. Now, the engrave, I think, is always going to be in this page view because it's literally just about what it looks like on the page. So it is automatically doing its best here to make all of this stuff not bump into each other. And look how, like, man, it's doing a great job. That looks really nice. That doesn't. What's going on here? Why does it, where does that, who made that crescendo? I, I did not ask them to keep crescendoing, and it's got the little al dente mark on the end too. Okay, man, I was just talking you up, Dorico, and then you did this. What is that? What are those? Okay, this thing happening above. Um, what's happening here? Let me click on a normal one. So yeah, here's a big tie right here. Decrescendo underneath it. Literally the same exact part. Um, this one's below, this one's above. So let's see what, I don't see anything out of the, like in my peripheral changing when I click from one to the other. Let's get rid of that. We don't, I'm not really looking at that. So let me click on it. Oh, you know what? I keep forgetting. I'm neglecting this bottom thing. Now, I already looked at the other one. And actually, that's exactly the same thing that is showing up right here, no matter which, um, whatever these things are called I'm using, like displays. Yeah, it's showing the same thing. So I can do all this stuff to it, make it niente like I did to those other ones up there that, who knows. So these, I guess, are all the modifiers that are available, which I could click over here. This is just kind of highlighting, this is more, here's all your stuff. This is more context based, is what I'm getting. So I've got it selected. What should we have? Comment, suppress playback, suppress on pass, scale, custom scale, color, dynamics, placement. Okay, placement above, below. Oh, I can, so, oh man, what? It had that grayed out. I didn't think you could just, you could click on it. It was so grayed out, it looked like I was not able to change it. But that was the easiest thing. Now I know you can just put whatever you want in parentheses. Stop right now. What can I do like a, I don't, it makes no sense, but common, custom scale, so that's that other stuff. Beaming ties, playback, harmonics. Oh, I've got room to scroll here. Jazz articulation, dang. Fingering and position, you can do special um, instructions for that. Brackets, ties, beaming. Okay. See, I knew I was kind of neglecting this section. Now I think I understand. This has made a big difference. Just that discovery right there. Because, yeah, that's. I didn't look at the stuff that was grayed out so hard. It was just like, you'll never be able to do this. So, this slur, like, this is too. I don't think it needs to be that far down. Any bass clarinet is going to understand. So, can I edit? Well, it definitely doesn't. Oh, actually, that's not too bad. it makes sense. It's clean. Bass clarinet gets the point. Can I move it up at all? No. Start position in the chain. First note. That's nice. In position. Last note. I mean, but it's already done like that. So, kind of don't see. I wish I could adjust. Oh, you know what? Now I bet, since it is not going to have any effect on playback, I bet that's something I can go into the engraver side. Let's see. Yeah, now I can adjust the appearance of this a little better. So I want to pull that up out of the stem area. Since I've got the upper room, go ahead and let this curve out a little more. Just make it a little smoother and more obvious. I think that looks beautiful. Like, that looks great to me. Top pick. Um, let's run into the bar line there. I don't feel like that's necessary. But let's see if changing that in the right. I'm also figuring out that, along with the dynamics being very kind of left to right particular, um, the program is that way. So the setup right, and you want to take care of everything as far to the left as possible first. So set it up, if you got a problem, something's not playing right, go to your setup. Make sure you've got the right instrument. Make sure you've got, um, if it's a percussion map, make sure you've got the right percussion map and all that stuff. Um, then go to the right section, also happens to be to the right, and then go in here. So that dynamic is too far to the left. I think what I really kind of want is, honestly, with dynamics, with a hairpin that's like more than a bar long, I'm just kind of looking through the piece. It would be perfectly reasonable to just write crescendo there instead. But I think that can get lost. Like, look, just right there. It's so easy to miss. And I don't know. It's just too easy to miss in my mind. Uh, oh, it's still linked to the two. Wow. Okay, sorry, I was just kind of singing it in my head there. I'm actually going to do our bass clarinet friend a favor and make this a bit easier. Move that over there, and we'll give you a little breath break while the other clarinets are coming in. So now that I know about this, I'm just going to click on direction, put it on top. I see that it's bumping into some stems, but I'll fix that in the engraving later. I can leave the crescendo like this. It looks cleaner, I gotta say. And then I'm also gonna do this bass clarinetist a favor and give them an 8BA. Two bass clarinets, I think, is a good decision, and I'm so excited about it. Such a beautiful, warm sound. It can be a little bit nasally, but yeah, I don't care. I like it. uh, Not in the bassoon way. It's like a lower mid. It's like, I guess I should say more throaty than nasally. Anyway, so I don't want to wear out that niente marking on everybody, you know? I'm kind of always concerned about that. I was just thinking about adding it here. So Alt Shift to the left to shorten that up. It doesn't need to go past the bar line. I was thinking about putting that here, but I'm like, these musicians are all going up to mezzo piano here. They don't, you know, it just, it'll get hidden anyway, I think. I don't need them to spend the extra energy on that. Uh, let's be like, what's the word I'm looking for? kind of, mm, kind of be conservative about that energy usage. Okay, I'm just not liking the positioning of that mezzo piano, so I'm going to get rid of it because it was still attached to this crescendo for no reason. I see. The crescendo is still... Okay. I wonder how that's going to throw off the playback to put that little hairpin there. I like it. I really want to remind the player, or at the very least I'd like this player to crescendo a little bit here and then kind of pick it up right there. But from double P to mezzo piano, it might not make as much of a difference. So, you know what? I'm going to leave it there. I think it matters. The intention matters. I think they'll get that um, across, and that's really all I want. So we've got the 8 VB and just a smooth crescendo here. It makes sense to, in my mind, to have this be a little different because this clarinet is coming in quite a bit earlier. Okay, now this is where... sorry, I'll get rid of this thing so you can see more. I'm kind of looking at the score vertically here. Okay, it's about to... Alright. I control scrolled to zoom quite a bit and nothing happened, so I knew it was about to jump. So I'm thinking about another niente here. Let's get that in line with everybody else, bro. Okay, cool. Oh, I see that's linked. See, that's linked to all the other clarinets here. They're decrescendo. It just automatically grabbed that for me. That is nice. I appreciate that. These decrescendi. Beautiful. This solo marking that's attached to the trumpet. I'm hoping in the engraver section, well, I'm confident in the engraver section I'll be able to flip that. This slur marking, I don't see any reason for that to be below right now. I'm going to get all of these, I think I prefer all of these to be above. I understand them being note side instead of stem side. But when they're so like this, when everything's below, when everything's in ledger lines, there's all this unused space above it. Let's go. Down here, when it's not quite all in ledger lines, it doesn't, I don't mind it. This is where I'd be like, ooh, I can't decide. But yeah, man, if it's using ledger lines, get those slurs up there and like above the notes. There we go. Nice. Okay, so there's that. Now this, when it's on the same side as a tie, that's a little more difficult. That might be confusing to read. There's just already a marking down here. So I'm going to leave those alone. Even though I know it goes against... I don't know, because I'm looking at this one that has it on opposite sides here. Yeah, it just puts... It spreads the information apart in the bar line, that in the staff. And that's uncomfortable. I don't think anybody... I don't know. Here it's like tie, slur. I don't know, it could be good to have the information spread apart like that. Especially if I make it, you know what, I think the thing that's getting to me is how it looks. And if I can go back in the engraving and make that look, like get it up out of that stem. If I could do that, I think I'll like it a lot better. It'll look a lot better, and then that'll make a big difference for how how it looks to the musician as well. Okay, good. Slur markings there. I think those make sense. Now, one way, I mean, for me, doing all this work, one way I like to check it is if the program can interpret what I've put down, it must be really like clear. So I use the program's playback really to sort of test that. And then I, make my own decision after that and kind of go, okay, something didn't play right. Was that the program's fault or my fault? And I work to see if I can make it clearer. And then try some different things. Sometimes I'll go down the rabbit hole of I really want the program to play this so I can hear what it sounds like. That's a different thing. But in the spirit of that, let's see how the program feels about playing this. At least probably what I've worked on so far. I'll go up until the little brassy stuff here. Let's pop back to the beginning. And I'll just scroll down. I want to check. I haven't been in the bottom of the score much right now. It just paused again on me. There we go. It caught up. I want to make sure I'm doing my due diligence down here. Who's playing that? Tuba. Nice tuba solo. Honestly, that feels more like a euphonium solo to me. I've put, I tried to control. Now, I think if I control, click, and drag. Okay, no, I was wrong. Click, then control. Nope, that's trying to move all the notes. Oh my gosh, just right click somewhere, get out of it. Okay, never mind, I'm just going to do the control copy. Or control X, actually. And then control V. Uh-oh. Okay. I clicked control V and nothing was happening. What are you doing above that? Man, now that I know that secret, it's over. I can't believe I hadn't worked that out. Actually, I can. It's fine. It takes time to figure things out. Okay. We've got the tenor in with the alto. I had a solo marking above this, but I couldn't find a solo marking really in Dorico here that would be like one player, so like I didn't See it in the dynamics. The staff, the clefs, it's all clefs. Key signatures, I mean, nah. Time signatures, that's not tempi. Tap tempo, man, that's a game changer. Yeah, it doesn't really give us any information about the player doing anything. Jazz. So these are slurs and glissandi, or pitch alterations and glissandi. Okay, repeat endings. I mean, I can't imagine that's gonna have like solo stuff in it. Rhythm slashes, no. Bar lines. Common. A bunch of that's with mutes. I can't remember. Yeah, no vibrato, I think. Yeah, a bunch of this is with or without vibrato or with or without mutes. And then there aren't any like solo options here either, and all this is different stuff. Like these are lines, and then cues. This is something else. Don't worry about that. And then markers for like video work. So yeah, I don't see a thing that's just like solo. I mean, I would have to just put it in the text. But I thought, and maybe so this is the part where you got to get the stuff to the left figured out. Cause see all these are single players, and what would have been best is to add a section player. So like flute 1 and flute 2. So go like flute 1 and then add a section player. And it would be great if it just, I mean, did that. Hold on. So yeah, empty-handed player. So it's adding an entire, like, and did it add another staff too? Oh, it's not scrolling down any further right now. There it goes. It didn't add another staff, probably because I haven't clicked, I haven't clicked add yet. But yeah, so now we've got this going on. Oh, I could have sorted players. Oh my gosh. See, I didn't know that beforehand. Okay. Add an ensemble. Nice. We can build it. Choose one. Cool. Oh, it's not, well, I don't have a bunch of players selected. Well, what happens then if I just click the plus on here? Will it add this, whatever I put in now, to this flute section? Because that would be nice to just add another flute player to this staff that's already here. So let's see what happens there. Oh, this is far outside of dynamics, sorry. Okay, so we got flute. Okay, but with that, we got another flute part. So I think what I would have to do is now go into the right section, click on the flute. I think I could hit Control A probably. Give it a second. Oh, no, that does every single thing. What about if I click on the treble clef? Nope. So if I click on the first and last then, oh my gosh, I went up a stave. It's fine, up a staff, my bad. Flip 2, I guess I just have to control copy because I don't want to risk that. And then, oh my gosh, control V. There we go. And then I'm just going to select the first measure and scroll down the score really quickly. Make sure. Actually, I don't have to do this. I don't have to delete it. Okay, yeah, everything looks like it's copied beautifully, so I think I can trust it to do that from here on out. So what I would do then is go to flute 2 here and say delete player and part layouts. I think doing this correctly like this is going to make a big difference in how this goes. So like going through here and adding this correctly, that's going to make a big difference for you. I'm going to I'm going to do that off stream because you deserve that. And let's just play this so far and see how Dorico treats all these dynamic markings. Oh, I see a little bit of trouble down here. Hold on. Oh no. No, the vibraphone has it on both sides. But yeah, the tuba does not know what to do. I think I decided that earlier and I forgot to do anything about it. Let's first see if these are linked. These hairpins. They are. Well, that's going to have to go. Also, do I want to... do I want this tuba to enter at the same time as the bassoon? Or do I want it to sneak in afterwards? I'm going to try that one. I know Dorico's not going to... See, this is where I understand the limitations. Like, I know Dorico's not going to reproduce that beautifully. It's barely keeping up with my mouse clicks at the moment. I think I'm asking my computer to do a little bit too much. Yeah. Let's let this tuba player know what we need here. So let's give it a pianissimo, and then now I wonder if I should stay on the same beat. That seemed to work out. Alt Shift right to make this crescendo bigger. Oh, okay, now it's attached to the beat where I want the next dynamic. So I'll cap it off with a piano. And then one to the right. Give me a decrescendo. No, get it over here. I didn't hold control that time, and it seemed to work out. Then I'm going to go to the end of it. The clarinets are going to keep this going, aren't they? What if I had the bassoon and tuba keep going with that? That might be nice. I'll decide later. I mean, niente. Let's do it. But then I want it to be a little bit bigger. Not more to the right, just larger. Why is it doing that? I'm holding Alt and Shift, which should be that's the bigger or smaller controls. Alt Shift right should make this thing larger, and it's not. Now I'm confused. Like, why isn't that working? Okay, Alt Control left to move it over to this piano. Okay, now it's, yeah, that's how I want it to look. That 8 8BA though might be doing too much. You can take a break, my friend. There you go. That's a little like it doesn't have to be doing all that, but at least to the like a little further into that engraver time. All right, let's listen to this finally. Um, yeah, I don't know what to focus in on for. Sorry, you just won't be able to see much. Oh, and the vibraphone's not playing. Sweet. That's my favorite thing. Vibraphone. What's going on here? I'm just gonna throw this down really quickly so it can be fixed. Oh, channel 10. What's up? 1 9. Something's going on here. Everything's been like moved down. Oh man. I wonder if I'm gonna have to like reapply all these playback sounds because yeah, it seems like it pushed stuff around here. Let's see. I'm trying to find an option to just throw automation. No. Okay, it doesn't look, I'm not seeing that option, so let me go to setup and just see if it's in there. If I can just reset all the instruments. Basically, reassign all the instruments. Just like let Dorico make its best guess. That would be fantastic. So I would have thought that might be in the play, but it would also make a lot of sense for it to be in the setup. So, oh, renumber instruments. That actually might help a whole lot. Let's see if that does anything to help. Okay, that did not do anything. Um, Now this window in particular, I have not messed around with that much, so I'm not super familiar about with how I would jump in here and just reset everything. But I like it had to do this at some point. It had to set all the instruments. So, I mean, reset playback overrides. That's grayed out. I can't even do it. Well, yeah, okay. Now I gotta click it to try because the other thing was grayed out. Yeah, I just don't know. There's gotta be a way to pull up a just reset everything's assignments because now I'm kind of, I mean, feels like I'm a little screwed because I changed this flute. I mean, I guess I had it set up, I can just throw it on channel 2. That's where I thought it was, and it's got the right map here, so let's see if the rest of them stayed okay, because it looked like it pushed everything down one later. Okay, bassoon. That should not be HSO English horn, because there's an HSO, never mind. Bassoon solo. Oh, here, this contains bassoon. Trombone and horns. And then we got trumpet. It had the wrong map going on there. So, like, yeah, I'm gonna have to come back. Trombones and horns again. I'm gonna have to come back and, like, jump on all of this stuff. So this is on 03, 1, 2, 3, 4 trombones and horns, 5 trombones and horns. Come on. Bass trombone. Nope. Trombones and horns. I would love to put tuba, but I don't think that would help. Baritone. Tuba. I think one of them said euphonium. Yeah, euphonium. Euphonium. That one's already good. Timpani. So yeah, then that's where I'm like, where did that come from? So what we got? All the trombones, 6, 7, 8 on. Actually, these are both 7. Fine. Good. Tuba is on 8. Timpani's on 9. So 3, 1, 9. 3, 1, 10. So do we get a vibraphone? No, wait. What thing am I using for the vibraphone? It's not even the right. It doesn't even have the right thing loaded up. Wait. It's 110. So 110. It's got the triangle loaded up. So it had the vibraphone on 9 and the percussion on 10. Okay, well let's just, oh, I see the triangle's on 9 right there. Oh, wait, but on a different. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to put the vibraphone on 10. And then the triangle says it's on channel 9. Because these are on different whole things anyway. So it says it's on channel 9 here, so I'll just double check. Channel 9 is the triangle. I can close that one. And then the clash symbol. Okay. And this one says it's channel 12. Symbol large no, it should be the and then what does this say it is? Combi key. So I need to make sure I select that one. Oh my gosh, cancel. Come on. So it is the combi key. So I can close that now. Our drum set. I don't even know. Do we get bass drum here? I guess it is this Iconica Sketch percussion thing anyway. Because it's 1, 2. So yep, just percussion map. So there, Iconica Sketch percussion. That should be the correct map. And then this one is 1, 1. And that's the symbols. Okay, dope. Oh my gosh. Wow, that's a little frustrating. I wish it were a little more centralized. It probably is, and I just haven't learned how to use it effectively yet. So let's try and start this, and then I gotta go. Okay, audio's going to the wrong source. So hold on just a second for that. Also, a tuba just played, so that's not a vibraphone. Wait, I hear the vibraphone. I just also hear. Is the tuba somehow accidentally on the same channel as the vibraphone? Is that what's happening? So the vibraphone is on 3110, 318. Yeah, no, they're not on the same thing at all. I guess maybe the expression map is wrong. Is there a keys? I don't even see a like vibraphone. I don't see any kind of bells, like pitched percussion map. Am I just doing that? Okay, it's vibraphone. It's an Iconica Sketch. Okay, so I guess I can just do. My bad. I thought it was an HSO thing. So I can just go in here and do Iconica Sketch. Well, oh, percussion, but it's not the map. Okay, that's working. Alright. Okay. I give up. Oh yeah, effects. This reverb stuff it tries to emulate. I haven't figured it out yet, so it's not great. Hope this works. There's still just a bassoon or something cranking out the lowest note possible. And I don't understand where that's coming from. Okay, I'm gonna end this video. We worked on the dynamics. I got a lot better at them, I think. I understand them a lot better, how they need to be pampered a little bit as far as getting everything on the right beat, knowing how it's going to interact with those choices. So I'm going to call that a win because it is. And get to more kind of practical work and stuff like that than changes like this. So if you went along with me, thanks. I hope you learned about the dynamics as well, and maybe it helped you make a decision on about getting Dorico. Like they're not like sponsoring me. They don't know I exist. So this is all just me messing around and seeing how well I can figure this out. I guess I can try this and try muting everything and see if we figure out what it is. It's not the bass drum. So I hear that bassoon was being activated by something. Now what is it? A trombone? The baritones. Man, but the bassoon is like messed up. What is that about? Bassoon, so it says bassoon is channel 12. So, oh man. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just see that that's right, I guess. It just opened up 2 things. Like 3 things. What do I even do with that? So look, oh my gosh, this one is on 6. It's created 6 banks here just to like just to make this happen. Like that there's got to be a way to say like, "Hey, can we whittle this down?" Like, okay, I'll figure that out on my own time. This is just not going to happen today, the playback. I'll figure it out, y'all. We'll get through it. We'll make it through this. I hope. All right, thanks y'all. I'm going to save and close this. I'll catch up with you next time.